Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and once again, we are talking about Palworld. Now, we talked a lot about the raid bosses, but the one thing that has recently come to my attention is there's a pal that is available in this game. In fact, there's the egg right there. There's a pal available in this game that you can only acquire, at least at the moment, through breeding. And that is, if I actually go through I've got them right here, I could show you. Frostallion Noch. Now, this is a very close relative of the level 50 Frostallion that you can fight later on in the battle. In fact, in a few minutes, I will show you a way that you could do it fairly early in the game and acquire this pal. Now, to breed this guy, what you're going to need is in your town, you're going to need a stables. Simple. Easy. You're simply going to need these stables. Now, looks like we have another one incoming. I'm going to go ahead and yoink this one. Now, to get this breeding done, what you're going to need to do is you're going to want to grab yourself a Hellzephyr, or Hellzephyr, whatever you want to call it. You're going to want to take one of these guys and put him in the stables. And then it requires this here, level 50. It's hard to see him, but anyway, the Frostallion. Gotta have these guys breeding, and then each egg that pops out is simply put going to be this crazy, otherwise unobtainable dark Frostallion. Pretty awesome stuff. Now, why do I say this is unattainable? Well, there's lots of other variations in the PAL deck. If we go up here to our deck, you'll notice that as we get down here in the later portions of this, like we've got the Jolthog Cyst, which is the ice version of the Jolthog. We've got some other, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, one of my favorites. Okay, so we have him, and then we've got the Lux version, which is the electric version. Notice it's O33 and O33B for them. There are several different, modifications in here, but the one that is just kind of the most elusive, the one we're talking about today, is 108. Yeah, there we go. 110. So 110A is the standard Frostallion. This is the one that you can go ahead and face in the frozen tundra, and then you've got Frostallion Noch. Now, this is, like I said, the dark variant of that particular PAL, and quite cool. Lots of really awesome abilities on this one. Just a great PAL to have all the way around. And very, very unique. Like I said, it can only be obtained currently through breeding. Now, I've done a little research. I haven't seen another one that is quite this exclusive, but if one comes up, we will definitely talk about it. In fact, we need to talk about breeding because there's a whole slew of things that we need to discuss. But number 110B will only be unlocked in your deck if you go through this process. Now, you have to have the stables. I believe you also have to have cakes. I could be wrong on that. I'm not the best when it comes to the breeding cycles, but there we are. I'll go ahead and put them up after this. I've got another egg that is just about ready to go. But if we go up here, we throw our egg into an incubator. Now, we currently have on our server the incubator set so that these will incubate pretty much instantly. Bada bing, bada boom. Frostallion Noch. Now, normally, because that is a huge egg, that would take several hours. I think, depending on your settings, you can take up to like 24 or more hours. But if we go back to our PAL deck here, there he is. Frostallion Noch. And also, notice it is level 1. That's because it is a bred PAL. Now, acquiring these guys is both easy and not, and is going to require a lot of resources. Now, for me personally, I'm currently at level 29 in the game. 29, I believe. So, I do not quite have the recipe for anything higher than the Hypersphere. The Hypersphere can do this job, but the Hypersphere is going to be at a massive disadvantage and you're going to be throwing tons and tons and tons of these. So if you are lower level, you may want to wait till you get to a higher level, or just accept the fact this is going to cost a ton, and I do mean a ton, of resources. All right? So I'm going to let this other egg finish real fast, and then after that, I'm going to show you guys real quick where you can find both of these pals in the wild, and a quick and really easy way to obtain them. So I'll be right back. So the first pal up on our list is the Hellzephyr, and this one is actually pretty easy to obtain. It's just going to take a decent amount of patience, and you got to do it during the night cycle. Basically, here on the map, if you come out to this kind of area right here, the Sealed Realm of the Swift has been where I've found the vast majority of the ones I have been hunting. Ooh, look at that. Nice. I'll take that, just laying around on the ground. So they will fly around here. Now, one of the recommendations I would make is to bring a steed that you can ride that is flying. This will work kind of twofold. Number one, you kind of want it just in general for the next portion of this. Are you really attacking me? Get out of here with that noise. Number one, you're going to want it for just general travel. Number two, if we kind of go up here, we can look around, and at nighttime, the Hellzephyr's will actually glow a bit, so they're very, very easy to locate at that rate. So you can just kind of come up here and look around and find them. They're about the most bright and, frankly, prettiest birds that you're going to see in this world. Say, technically, they're kind of a worm of sorts. But anyway, nevertheless, you'll be able to see them up here at night. They're really, really, really easy to notice. Now, the next one is Victor and Shadowbeak. Now, they are in this tower right here. Unfortunately, my armor is damaged, so I'm not going to be going in there. I would highly recommend you go in there with high-level armor. You can roll out of the way. They're pretty respectably easy to handle. But the main thing is, if you haven't watched my video on how to do the tower pal catching trick, I don't have a shorter way to say that. In essence, you just want to go in there with some blue spheres. You want to go in there with a decent amount of armor, and you want to run to somewhere like this over here, where you can aggro some of the NPCs in the game. Now, once you go over here, kind of like wait for them to spawn, aggro them, go back over here, and then you go into the raid boss battle. You will have one of those NPCs actually in the battle, and then make sure you don't attack the boss. Only maybe hit the NPC once just to aggro him one more time. Then once he's aggro, run behind the boss. Make sure that the NPC shoots the boss. Then the boss will run into a corner and be easily catchable. This pal, in fact, I actually have him right here. There you are. The Big Black Crow, as we've affectionately dubbed him, is very easily able to take this on. He can tank just about anything in the game right now, and mine is, at the time of recording the prior session, level 29. I'm now level 34. I'm actually about to level up to level 35, and I'll kind of explain why when we get to the next section. Essentially, I just need to have access to a little bit better spheres, but with the spheres at level 29, you could do it. It's going to take a little bit of work. But nevertheless, that is the first pal that you're going to need to breed. So in essence, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this kind of frozen lake area, and you will notice that the Frostallion is going to be chilling just roughly in the center of this bad boy. So let's go ahead and dismount here. T-pose to victory. I'm kidding. It's glitched, so it's going to do this when I have basically armor items where my glider should be. But it is hilarious, especially if you do this when you're getting raided. Just T-pose over the raiders and then wipe them out for little extra insult to injury. Alright, so the Frostallion is going to aggro you, so you do need to be careful. That's why I put so much armor on my unit. Now, my recommendation here, don't bother with any of these other guys. Kick this off with your old BBC right here. Bam. Set him to aggressively attack, and then just get out of the way. Now, it's really fun if you watch. He is going to be just doing tons and tons and tons. There's a chest down there I want. Resist the urge. Resist the urge. Promise you, if he aggroes you, you're going to have a really rough time. Now, the one thing I will warn you, this does take a very, very, very long time. Number one, Make sure you have the right armor. Make sure you have the Tundra armor. Make sure you have the undershirt. Have as much armor as you can muster. Number 2, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of food. Now, because my pal could very easily get hungry and fatigued, I actually have a few other pals here. They're all pretty hungry, aren't they? I've got food in my food pouch. I don't know why they're hungry. Nevertheless, probably should have fed them before we came. It is what it is. God, it's embarrassing how hungry they are. Good grief. What I can do is I can go ahead and get some food, feed them up, keep them happy, and if one just gets too hungry, then I can swap them out, feed them up, swap the other one in. It's just a matter of keeping up with the grind, so to speak. Where are they? Did they clip the ground? Oh, they're over there. Okay. One thing I will warn you, currently... Okay, yeah. See, Frostallion has clipped the ground. He's stuck in the ground. I will recall my pal, and I will let Frostallion go ahead and respawn here. It'll take just a moment. Nice. So I'm going to kind of back up here. I got a schematic in that one. Nice. And he respawns. So now I'm going to throw my pal back out. Come on. Go fight the guy. Fight the big, scary lion horse. There you go. And we're going to go back and forth in this for a while. Now, here's the thing. You saw how beefy the hits that he produces are. Notice that... Oh, that actually did 41 damage. That did pretty well. Most of my attempts with my other pals have yielded 1, maybe 2 damage. This guy doesn't produce the best damage. Or, well, I say the most damage, I guess you could say, against this opponent. But he does produce the most damage possible among all the pals that I currently have. And notice he's just tanking everything. He never takes damage. The downside is he needs lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of food. So do make sure that he is well fed. The other thing to consider, if Frostallion does aggro you, just roll out of the way. You'll be fine. Notice we've been here for a few minutes. He's already down to 10,000. It does take a while, but he can defeat him. If worse comes to worse, I can swap in one of my other pals, and they will do the job. Even, even this guy, even Blizzbolt will be able to handle the situation pretty effectively. He can tank most of the hits. He just won't be able to produce anything more than like 1 or 2 damage at a time. But if you've got this guy, you can handle this. And once again, I want to emphasize, I am not super high level. He's level 31 currently. I've got a lot of levels to go before I can even get those higher end spheres. So, with a good number of spheres, with everything else at your disposal, you could take this on. And even if you don't capture him the first time, use him as an opportunity to get some XP. Level up, come back, craft the spheres you need. Or, if you're in a guild like I am, have a friend craft them. You know, work out a deal with them. Maybe you could breed the pal for him or something. There's all kinds of opportunities at your disposal. But that is going to be this video. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Like, comment, and share, and I'll be back with more coming up here really soon.